आचार्याणां महत्त्वमिदं भवति। न जाने न जाने न जाने इति कथयन्तः बहु ज्ञापितवन्तः। तादृशेभ्यः आचार्येभ्यः धन्यवादाः। अग्रे प्रतीकपट्टनायक महोदयाः एते ओडिशी शास्त्रीयगुरवः बिन महोदयस्य शिष्याः, स्वतन्त्राः अनुसन्धातारः, ओडिशी शास्त्रीयप्रतिपादकाश्च। स्वपितामह्याः सङ्गीतस्य दीक्षिताः अभवन्। 20शताब्द्याः आचार्य तारिणीचरणपात्रस्य शिष्यपरम्परायां गुरुबृन्दावनखण्डुलपण्डितरामराव् पात्रात् सङ्गीतशिक्षां प्राप्तवन्तः। स्वीयगुरुणा रामराव् पात्रेण साकं विरचितं ओडिशी सङ्गीतवारधि नामकं पुस्तकं तत्र समीक्षकैः प्रशंसां प्राप्नोत्। ओडिशादेशस्य मुख्यमन्त्रिणा एते प्रशंसां प्राप्तवन्तः। तानहं प्रार्थये ओडिशी सङ्गीतम् इति विषयमधिकृत्य स्वीयं व्याख्यानम् उपस्थापयन्तु इति।
Namo Namaha. I will begin by quoting a line of Gajapati Kapilendra Deva of Odisha. Nikhila Nayana Bandhu Pato Nila Chalendu. And in the presence of all the greats and all the Vidwans in the audience, I dare not open my mouth and utter something, but please forgive for all my errors, whatever they might be, speaking from whatever I have learned from my gurus, from my research and from the Shastras. Odissi music is the traditional music that was ritually sung in the Jagannatha temple of Puri, especially started by Kaviraja Jayadeva during the Bada Singhara or the nighttime ritual of the deities of the Jagannatha temple. Devadasis or Maharis would present the Gita Govinda, as also found from inscriptional evidence. It was taken very seriously that the ragas and talas and everything that was taught by Kaviraja Jayadeva has continued down in an unbroken stream right from him and Padmavati until today. Even now, although the Devadasi ritual has been abandoned, it is still being sung by brahmacharis, which is also there in the 15th century inscriptions of the Jaya Vijay Dwara. So actually I started out my paper about going to talk about all the Sanskrit lyrics and poems composed in the Odissi classical music stream, which is the East Indian stream, highly neglected, but still, as you will see, it has its own Shastric basis and difference in rendition as well as a different parampara, which is the Jayadevi parampara. And what I am trying to do is to analyze the raga, tala and chanda. Please bear in mind in my pronunciation of Sanskrit that I will be using the certain Utkaliya peculiarities in my pronunciation, which is that yakara, when it is an adya akshara, is pronounced ja, also found in the Yagyamalka Shruti. And if you go into other grammars such as Katantra Vyakarana, you will find the va and ba abheda. Therefore, I am preserving these traditionalities instead of moving away and standardizing everything in Sanskrit. And we also use the ala, which, as you will see, has a very prominent role in the Gita Govinda. So with that in mind, I am going to try to analyze the traditional modes of rendition in the Puri temple as well as elsewhere in Odisha, because Odisha is the birthplace of Kaviraja Jayadeva. And because it is an unbroken tradition, we would expect to find many things that have continued right from the poet. And therefore we do indeed observe certain things in the various tikas, the imitations of the Gita Govinda and the various Sangita Shastras of Odisha. So this is an image of a sculpture of Kaviraja Jayadeva very close to his village in Prataparudrapura. This is very close to Kenduli Shasana, hardly a few minutes walk, and it is almost 100-200 years after Jayadeva. This image is believed to be of Jayadeva in that whole belt. And this is how in 1688, Dhananjay Vipra, who also wrote a tika, Nutana Sarvanga Sundari tika on the Gita Govinda, has depicted, he has drawn the picture, the Chitrapothi himself. With that in mind, and the Jagannatha Mandira tradition, Kindobilva being the birthplace in Puri district, and the Odissi music tradition, these are the sources that I will be referring to of the tikas of the Gita Govinda. These are the tikas that are composed in Odisha. Of them, the Bhava Vibhavini, which is the very first tika composed by Udayanacharya, who is, according to tradition, is believed to be a very close friend of Jayadeva, composed in 1190, hardly a few years after the poet's death. After that is the Sarvanga Sundari tika, which has been located and critically edited and printed. This is by Kaviraja Narayana Dasa, as you can see, 1279, still very close. Then there are several Odia tikas, such as the tika by Dharanidhara, Jagannatha Misra, Bajari Dasa, and Uddhava Dasa. Then you see the other Sanskrit tikas, Nutana Sarvanga Sundari by Dhananjay Vipra in 1688, and especially the Rasika Rangada, which talks a great deal about music, by Lakshmana Bhatta, written in Puri itself. So he must have referred to the temple tradition in 1742. These are the tikas composed in Odisha, and these are the ones composed outside Odisha, mainly in Mithila, Banga, and as far as Mewad, Rana Kumbha has composed the Rasika Priya, and Andhra, which is the Shruti Manjari Lakshmana Suri, which was followed in the South Indian states. And there's a tika in Kerala and Kashi and Vrindavana as well. These sources will use to analyze how the transition happened and how it traveled from Odisha to other places. As for the Shastras of Odissi Sangita, these are the Shastras. One of the earliest is the Kalankura Nimbandha, which has been located in parts of South India but has yet not been printed. The Sangita Sara by Hari Nayaka, Gita Prakasha by Krishnadasa Badajana Mahapatra, 1565, and mainly the Sangita Kalpalatika by Haladhara Mishra in 1619, 1644. The Sangita Narayana, composed by Kaviratna Purushottama Mishra in Parala Khemundi, under Gajapati Sarbagya Jagannatha Narayana Deva, the first, 1646 to 50, it is in that period. These are the texts. There are Odia Shastras as well. Because of lack of time, I will not go through all of them. And these are the emulations of the Gita Govinda. These were composed exactly keeping in mind the Matrika Chanda of the Gita Govinda and the Ragas and Talas. And these help a great deal, because when you see an exact emulation of Shrita Kamala, Kucha Mandala, and you see the Raga and Tala indicated, then you get a sense of perhaps this was what it has derived from. So that is also an important source. The earliest imitation of the Gita Govinda, the Abhinava Gita Govinda by Kavichandra Raya Divakara Mishra, written in the name of Gajapati Purushottama Deva in 1480, was composed in Odisha. And there is a very famous story where the king tried to introduce his Abhinava Gita Govinda in the temple tradition, and both the palm leaf manuscripts were kept in front of Lord Jagannatha. And after the night, the next day in the morning, the Jayadeva's Gita Govinda was found close to his heart, and this was found below. Therefore, it was not introduced. And after that, an inscription was also passed restricting the practice of any other songs other than the Gita Govinda. And we see the same authors, Krishnadasa Badajana Mahapatra and Haladhara Mishra. And even until the 18th century, imitations were continuously being composed. Even in the 20th century, people have composed numerous tikas, translations and imitations of the Gita Govinda. So these are the sources. And first we'll go into what is the... Jayadeva is believed to be one of the earliest, if not the earliest that we have found until now, composer who mentions the Raga and Tala. Therefore, he can rightly be called as one of the greatest acharyas in the history of Indian classical music, and that he is from Odisha is a great matter of pride for us. And Jayadeva describes his songs as prabandhas. Prabandhas, according to the Rasika Rangada, is Prakarshena Badhyate Sahridayanang Hridayam Asminiti Prabandha. And this Prabandha, Etan Karoti Jayadeva Kavi Prabandham, this Prabandha has been classified as having 4 dhatus or 4 parts. These 4 parts are the Dhruva, the Udgraha, the Melapaka and the Abhoga. The Dhruva, as you see, is a very important introduction which has completely taken over Indian music since then. The Dhruva is the part that is repeated, which is called Ghosa in Odisha and called Pallavi in South India right now. This Dhruva is Jayadeva's great contribution to Sanskrit music. So as you see, Jayadeva might not have been the very first person to write a song in Sanskrit, but he is believed to be one of the earliest from whatever material we have as of now. But he has a great deal to contribute in making the sound of the Sanskrit language optimum for music. He has derived its musicality by taking a variety of things. Now the non-prabandha parts of the Gita Govinda are all written in classical chandas, syllabic meters. But when we move to the prabandhas, he has used Moraic meters, as we know. And these Moraic meters are believed to be derived from Prakrit according to many scholars. Whether that is the case or not, it has indeed helped a lot deal, we'll see how. So these are prabandhas. The later Shastras of Odisha classify the Gita Govinda as exactly what kind of prabandha is it. So they say it is a Kshudra Gita, which is again of 4 types. It is Chitrapada, Chitrakala, Dhruvapada and Panchali. Of these all 4 types are still prevalent in this language, is still used in our Odissi music tradition. Gita Prakasha and Sangita Narayana, written sometime in the 16th century, 1565 the Gita Prakasha and Sangita Narayana around 1650. And even the earliest tikas mention that this is a prabandha, but Gita Prakasha classifies it as a Chitrakala. A Chitrakala prabandha, Chitrakala, is defined as the Udgraha and the Abhoga. Udgraha is the part where you take off. Abhoga is the Bhanita, or the last part where the poet announces his name. They have the same number of matras, but Dhruva has a fewer number of matras. So already they are referring to it by matras. They are not referring to it by classical ganas. And this Chitrakala, they have stated in the Gita Prakasha that it can be from Tripada to Ashtapada. So now we find it, directly they have mentioned these things. Gita Prakasha again makes another comment. Krishnadasa states that Gita Govinda is Sankara Gita because Chitrapada and Chitrakala, the 2 types of prabandhas, have been conflated. Chitrapada is defined as where Pada Vaichitra is found. Gita Prakasha Krishnadasa says Akathora Anuprasadi Gunayuktatvam. Therefore Anuprasa should be there. Antya Anuprasa we find a great deal in the Gita Govinda. Antyanuprasa is made a compulsory condition for being a Chitrapada. And Chitrakala, as you see, the Dhruva has to be of lesser matras. Now these 2 are conflated. Therefore Gita Prakasha states that Jayadeva is somewhere Sankara Gitas. So Evam Iva Sankara Gita na Mahakavi Jayadeva Krite Gita Govinde Bahunyudaranani. And Sangita Kalpalatika of Haladhara Mishra also mentions that Jayadevo Yatha Vadasi Yadi Kinchidapi is an example of Sankara Gita. This is the portion of the Sangita Narayana where they say the same thing, that Udgraha and Abhoga should have the same number of matras which is greater than the Dhruva. And the example that he cites, Kaviratna Purushottam Mishra, in sometime in 1650, this Hari Rabhisarati Vahati Mrudu Pavane Kimaparam Adhika Sukham Sakhi Bhavane Madhave Makuru Manini Maname. This Madhave Makuru Manini Maname is the Dhruva, and it is shorter than the other 2 parts. And Lakshana Chandrodaya, Grantha written in Odia, very late in the 18th century by Kavichandra Raghunatha Paricha, mentions that Udgrahang Prathamangitva Dhruvang Giyet Tatah Param. Therefore, you see in many parts of India the Gita Govinda is being rendered. But the song is referred to as very differently. If you go to North India, they will say Jaya Jaya Deva Hare, sing Jaya Jaya Deva Hare, or sing Jaya Jagadish Hare. This you will not find in Odisha. In Odisha, people will say sing Pralaya Payodhi Jale, sing Shrita Kamala, sing Lalita Lavanga. We don't use the Dhruvapada because Udgrahang Prathamangitva. Therefore, the Udgraha is sung first and the songs are also rendered that way. In many other parts of India, you will find they begin with Jaya Jagadish Hare, then go to Pralaya Payodhi Jale, which is considered wrong in the Utkaliya tradition. I will give an example. For example, in Malava in the Raga Malava in the Tala called Jati. This is according to the my Guru Parampara of Ashtavadhani Acharya Tarini Charanapatra. My Guru's Guru was an Ashtavadhani. Pralaya Payodhi Jade Dhrutavanasi Vedam Vihita Vahitra Charitramakhedam Kesava Dhrutamina Sarira Jaya Jagadisha Hare Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare So this Jaya Jagadisha Hare will be repeated after every line, which doesn't seem like a great deal of innovation today because it has become very common. But in Sanskrit, doing this and introducing this repetition factor by which the song becomes a song, the poem becomes a song, because you are repeating, you have a anchor to which you are returning. And this anchor concept, interestingly, he does this in the beginning, Jaya Jagadisha Hare, and he changes the name of the avatara, which is again innovation, should not be done. Dhruva should be Dhruva, but still he has done that. The ragas and talas that Jayadeva mentions, we'll take into account two recensions. We'll take into account the rest of Odisha and Odisha tradition. In the Odisha tradition, these are the ragas found in the Gita Govinda. The ragas are found very consistently in the various tikas and the tables and imitations. It's almost surprising the degree of consistency which is found considering the date of composition of the Gita Govinda. So Malabo, Malabagouda, Mangala Gujjari, Basanta, Ramakiri, Karnata, Desakhya, Desabaradi, Gundakiri, Bhairavi, Desi, Baradi, Vibhasa. The talas found are Rupaka, Nissara, Jatitala, Ekatali, Ashtatali. As already you can see, these are very unique to the Odissi tradition. For example, the talas Nissara, Jatitala, Ekatali and Athatali, Ashtatali, which are found, as I'll demonstrate in a while. These names itself are very unique. Baradi, which is the Odia Ucharana of what is called Varali in the south. Jayadeva uses Baradi. Jayadeva uses Gundakiri, not Kriya. Kriya suffix is more common in the south. And this Mangala Gujjari, which is a raga which probably he has created. In Sanskrit texts of Mithila, you find they call it Jayadevi Deshaksha, which is because it is a different variety of Deshaksha that is prevalent other than what is prevalent in Mithila at that time. And this Desa Baradi or Desi Baradi, Ramakiri, Karnata, these are all ragas that are still very prevalent, very common, even known in the villages to this date. This is a huge table which we won't have the time to go through. This covers different texts from 1279 to 1767. It is all it's a comparative study of the ragas that have been mentioned. As you can see, there is hardly any difference of opinion except for one or two Ashtapadis. And this is outside Odisha. This is again a huge chart. But this is the popular ODI recension, which is the ragas and talas have been mentioned in a table. This is the standard, which is the most popular indications found of all the tikas, according to the Odissi tradition. It might be different elsewhere. The problem that happens is because Jayadeva uses not Akshara Chanda but Matra Chanda, therefore, many scholars have pointed out that almost 18 of 24 songs, Ashtapadis in the Gita Govinda, when you read them, they sound like Chaturasra. Because if you take Guru is 2 and Laghu is 1, then all you will get is Chaturasra. For example, this song, in which Jayadeva has indicated Gundakiri Ekatali. There is a conflict of opinion whether the talas are indicated by Jayadeva himself. But since it is very consistent, then we can all assume that even if not by him, it's a fairly old tradition that has continued right from 100 to 200 years very left off. So, Indraga Gundakiri Ekatali. Nibhrita Nikunja Gruhangataya Nisirahasi Niliya Vasantam. By this he has made it into ganas of 4, Chaturasra ganas. So there is now a beat that is reappearing every 4 matras, which has made it music. It is no longer a stotra or a shloka, it's already music. Now, because of this, you find across India, the songs have become very popular because it is very easy to compose a Chaturasra meter and it is very easy to understand, it is very intuitively understood. How this is sung in Odisha is Nibhrita Nikunja Gruhangataya Nisi Rahasi Niliya Vasantam Sakita Vilokita Sakala Disha Ratira Bhasa Rasena Hasantam Sakhi He Kesi Mathanam Udaram Ramaya Maya Saha Madana Manoratha Bhavitaya Savikaram Sakhi He Kesi Mathanam Udaram. this is fairly understandable. Chaturasra meter employs Chaturasra beat, Ekotali. Ekotali is a tala very frequent in Odissi music. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 beat tala. Similarly, you find this in Mangala Gujari. Radha vadana vilokana vikasita vividha vikara vibhangam janidhimiva vidhumandala darsana taranita tunga tarangam hari me karasam chiramabhilasita vilasam Sadadarsa Guru Asava Sambada Badana Mananga Nikasam Hari me karasam Chiramabhilasita Vilasam. This is common Chaturasra in Chaturasra beat. Here you notice he has already introduced Anagata Graha. Harim Eka Rasam, it is going from. He has already introduced variation in a Chaturasra beat. And can we use other talas? We can use other talas. But before that, an example from Odisha, Ekatali is not counted 1, 2, 3, 4. Although it is a 4 matra tala, it is counted ta, tina, kortaka nakatini ta, atina, kortaka nakatini, which you must have heard in Odissi dance. So now the takeoff point is 1.5. 1.5 matras after it is started. For example, in the Raga Natanarayana, an Odissi Odia song by Gopal Krishna is a typical Odia song in Ekatali. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ta, tina, kartak nakatini ta. This 1. Jivana bandhu magoni mago chire. Etiki jivana bandhu magoni nahi karibu nahi ti kahila binoti ki jivana bandhu. So this is a very natural treatment. Same treatment is found in the Gita Govinda in Sanskritam. What happens? Same Natanarayana Ekatali. Chandana charchita nila kalebara pita vasana vanamali keli chan manikundala Ganda juga smita sari haririha mugdhavadhu nikare virasini virasati keli pare chandana. So this is taking off from 1.5. What has happened due to this is Chandana. It was Chandana Charchita Neela Kalevara, but now it has become Chandana. The Guru has become more than 2. The Guru has become ununiform. All the Gurus are not of the same length. Which is what ma'am told, Shri Nathadi Guru Goho Jayati Jayati. So Shri Natha. This is already he is using 3. He is not using 2. And Jayati Jayati, the Laghu has contracted to half, which it was not in the other cases. And this is Chaturasra in Chaturasra treatment. I will just end with this one point. But the Gita Govinda Tikas all mention Yati Tala. In 12 songs they mention Yati Tala, Jati Tala as we say. Now Jati Tala is a 14-beat Tala which is used in Odisha. It is Dha Dhena, Dha Dha Dhena, Na Tena, Ta Ta Dhena. So, identical to Mishra Chapu, but the takeoff points are very different. So can we use this? Is it correct to use a non-Chaturasra Tala in a Chaturasra meter? What do the text say? Rasikarangada Tika says, Vritta Lakshanoyang Prabandha. Vritta Lakshane tu Tala Niyamo Nanishchitaha. Talena Ishtena Giyata Ityuktehe. Atho Yateheshta Talena Gatavyam. Therefore, the Tikas confirm that it is correct to sing in non-chaturasra, which is very shocking for us today, because how can the Guru be two? How can the Guru be three and the Laghu be two? If the Laghu is more than one, we find it very astonishing. Now the Jati Tala, which is indicated in 12 of the 24 songs, as I mentioned, we have to go back to the Shastras to confirm if the tradition is correct. The example given in 1550 around is Shishira Shitala Manju Anjula Mrudula Kishalaya Sankulam. And he mentions Atra Chaturdasha Matrontara Khanda Sapta Matrayang Bhangi. Therefore it is clear that tradition is very correct. This is called Triputantara Yati. Now this Jati, as it has come in the Odisha tradition while we are singing, the 24th Prabandha Kuru Yadunandana is demarcated in the manuscripts as Ramakiri Jati Tala. How it is sung in tradition, how Pandit Raghunath Panigrahi used to sing it. Kuru Jadunandana Chandana Sisira Tarena Karena Payodhare Kuru Jadunandana Chandana Sisira Tarena Karena Payodhare Kuru Jadunandana Mrugamada Patrakam Atramano Bhava Mangala Karasa Sahodare Nijagadasa Jadunandane Kridati Hrudayanandane. This is a Chaturasra meter that has been used in a 14 Matra Tala. So what has happened? Kuru, Ru has become 2. Now this we cannot accept today. Many scholars have expressed their opinion without a serious study of all the Shastras that Kuru is already wrong because it should not be. But Yadunandana, the Guru has become 3 or greater than 3. This same treatment is found in many other songs as well. This same song was tuned again in the 20th century by Pandit Bhuvaneshwar Mishra, who had been exposed to traditional rendition. So he tuned it. Kuru Jadunandana Chandana Shishira Tarena Karena Payodhare Kuru Jadunandana. Similarly, like Ramakiri Yati was a traditional, correct according to manuscript, correct according to tradition. Similarly, the Bhairavi song, Rajani Janita Guru
Sorry to
Jaga.
interrupt you, sir. Just please, sir.
I'll end in 5 minutes. Yahi Madhava, if you see, it is mentioned in the manuscripts Bhairavi Jati. It is sung in Bhairavi Jati. Jahi Madhava, Jahi Kesava Mavada Kaitava Badam Mavada Kaitava Badam Tamanusara Sarasiru Halochana Jatava Harati Vishadam Mavada Kaitava Badam. Similarly, in the Puri temple tradition, the Mangala Gita, which is how we in Odisha traditionally end all recitals with the Mangala Gita in Kumbha Kamad. This is a tune that was sung inside the Puri temple, still sung. Harishrita Kamala Kuchamandala Harishrita Kamala Kuchamandala Dhruta Kundala Dhruta Kundala कलित ललित वनमाल हरि कलित ललित वनमाल जय जय देव रे हरे जय जय देव रे. There is a traditional hook that is sung. राधे कृष्ण हरि गोविंद गोपाल हरि वसुदेव बाल भजनंद दुलाल हरि जय जय देव रे. So this unequal treatment of the Guru, the use of Matrika Chanda, the use of Antyanuprasa, the use of non-Chaturasra taras to set a lyric that is Chaturasra in expression is a contribution of the Odisha school of music to India and of Jayadeva's. This is what makes the Gita Govinda the Gita Govinda. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. That was excellent presentation. The same shloka in different ragas and different talas you have produced. धन्यवादाः महोदयेभ्यः. अग्रे सत्रस्य अस्य अध्यक्षाः सन्ति डॉक्टर टी एस सत्यवती महोदयाः. इतः